Good day everyone. This video is going to be about trigonometry. It's the second part, but I'm really excited about this video because it actually launches the beginning of Math Day Fridays with Crystal-Jade, and that's me. There's a lot of fun things that will be happening on Fridays. If you want to know more, please do go to our Facebook page, Vidacom Educational Services. I'll give you the details later on. But again, on how this video works. The video works because you can pause it, you can rewind, you can rewatch, which means you can learn at your own pace so that you can actually master a concept and master a skill. So let's get started. This is trigonometry part 2. Please do go back to the first part, and I understand that it might be a little bit analytical for some people, but there's a reason to it. The reason is because it really goes in depth in regards to the sides and applying the right sides for the right ratios. It really works on you practicing in a way that helps you memorize and in a way that helps you identify those sides immediately, and also so that you can apply the ratios correctly and accurately. So be patient, do it. There's a reason behind the madness. Let's get to this one. We said last time that this video will help us find the missing sides, the missing angles, but most importantly, you need trigonometry in real life, because if you happen to be, and it will happen, it happens in all of our lives, if you happen to be on a tall building and you have to get down, you have to call your best friend to get you a rope, it has to be a rope that is the right size. Otherwise, how are you going to get it? Can you imagine if it's that short? It doesn't really help, but you need to go down all the way so you can land safely. And that's how trigonometry comes in. So, what are we going to do today? We're going to look at some very important reminders. We're going to briefly look at using a calculator. Then we're going to work on finding the missing side, and then finding the missing angle. And then eventually we're going to bring it all together in a mock assessment where you can evaluate yourself. Like we said, the most important reminder is that there is a direct relationship between the sides and angles. Okay, so the sides, if it's going to be the hypotenuse, it is the hypotenuse because that side is always opposite the right angle, and we see it right here. This was a smudge from the previous slide. Anyways, but you can see it is the opposite side to the right angle, and the other two sides are called adjacent and opposite based on where your angle is. So for this angle right here, adjacent would be this side, and the opposite would be this one right here. But if my theta was this one, it meant that its opposite would be the one that is saying adjacent, and its adjacent would be the one that is currently saying opposite. Okay? So be very careful with that. Okay, so these are your primary trigonometric ratios that we'll be working with. Write them down. If you don't have them, we're going to need them. So pause this video if you have to. Most importantly, however, what makes our life much easier are these acronyms, right? Because it's SOC, CAC, DA, and SOC stands for sine equals to opposite over hypotenuse. CAC stands for cos of an angle equals to adjacent over hypotenuse, and TOA is tan of an angle equals to opposite over adjacent side. So let's get started. In regards to the calculator, you will have to use a scientific calculator. It more or less looks like this one. If you don't have one, I will provide a link for a scientific calculator that you can use free online. There are a few tricks to that, so if you do need any help, please just send me a message and I'll show you how to use that link. Okay, so the buttons that you will be mainly using are sine, cos, and tan. And then, when it comes to the moment where you'll have to work on finding missing angles, you're going to have to press Shift, sine, let's say, or your trigonometric ratio that applies. Then brackets will open, and then you'll write your ratio inside. Let's say completely random number, which is not accurate, 8 divided by 5, and then you close the brackets, and then you press your there we go, you close the brackets and then you press the equal sign and you'll have your answer. Now, I understand that some people have calculators where they don't have the shift button. So from what I know, there is a second button, you can see it right there, and it works the same way. If you have a problem with this, please do let me know. So maybe we can make another video on using a calculator, or we can just do a live so we can help you out. So if you do have any questions about using calculator, you can email us or you can reach us through social media. Okay, so we're going to find missing sides right now. We're going to go through examples, then you're going to get to practice, and then you're going to get to self-evaluate. How does that work? With examples, I'm going to go through it thoroughly with you so you can see how it's done, so you can understand it. Then through practice, you're going to have the problem right there. I'm going to want you to actually pause the video so you can try it on your own, and then we're going to come back. You're going to see the answer and probably the working out as well. And then with the self-evaluation, you'll have your problem. You're going to pause the video. You're going to work it out on your own, and I'm only going to give you the answer. If you see that the answer is incorrect, please go back and try and suss out what happened. If you can't, like I said, just send us a message and we will help you out. So, write these acronyms down before we start. Pause the video if you have to. Okay, so let's get started. We have this problem. They're asking us to find x right there. You're not going to tell them that's where x is, like we see on some t-shirts. We're going to use trigonometric ratios this time. Okay, we have to decide which trigonometric ratio actually applies. So let's see. Okay, we have our angle right there. That side is its opposite side, and this side right here with 11 is the hypotenuse because it's opposite the right angle. So which acronym has O and H in it? That would be so, right? You always write it down. It's important that you write it down because then you will be able to apply it correctly. I see a lot of students actually miss out on the entire exercise just because they didn't apply it correctly. Because we said so means sine of the angle, which is 55 in this case, equals to opposite, write it, opposite over hypotenuse, which means sine of 55 equals to, our opposite is x and our hypotenuse is 11. Sine of 55 is the same thing as sine of 55 over 1, because if you divide any number by 1, it doesn't change at all. And then we use cross multiplication. So it's going to be 1 times x, which is the same as x, by the way, equals to 11 times sine of 55 degrees. So x is going to be that. So x is, take out your calculators, it's going to be 11 times sine, the brackets open, 55, close your brackets, equals to, there we go, x equals to 9.0 centimeters. That is to 1 decimal point. Okay, excellent. If you need to rewatch this to understand it, please just pause, rewind, watch it again. Next one. Okay, so we have to find our missing side P. So what is P? Because it's opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse, and we have this side right here. It is the adjacent to that angle. So which acronym has A and H in it? That would be, okay, remember, write it down, do not omit it. Because also remember that when you're graded, you're also graded for a lot of things. It's not just the answer, you're graded whether or not you've actually identified the right ratio, then whether or not you have applied it correctly, which is why it's very important to write that acronym down, and then obviously your working out is evaluated, and then your final answer. Okay, so that means it is cos of 32 equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. Write it down, guys. Don't omit it. Don't rush. There's no reason. You want to get all the points. So cos of 32 equals to, our adjacent is 13.2 over p, which is our hypotenuse. We said cos of 32 is the same thing as cos of 32 over 1, because a number doesn't change when you divide it by 1. Then we cross multiply. So we're going to have cos of 32 times p equals to 1 times 13.2. Okay, which is the same thing as cos of 32 p equals to 13.2. But we are looking for p, so we have to divide by cos of 32 both sides. Cos of 32. Then these guys go away, eliminate each other. So it's p equals to 13.2 over cos of 32 degrees. Okay, the reason why cos of 32 got eliminated is because, remember when we say 5 divided by 5, so 5 divided by itself, or any number divided by itself, it becomes 1. And 1 times 5 is 5. So 1 times p would be just p. Okay, so get your calculators out. It's going to be 13.2 divided by cos of 32. I'm also doing it with you guys. And the answer is, p is 15.6 centimeters to 1 decimal point. Alright, and one more example. We are looking for h, and h is our opposite in this case, and 35.2 is our adjacent. So which acronym is it? Pause before I give you your answer if you want to think about it. It's going to be TOA, which means tan of 50 degrees equals to opposite over adjacent. Then we have tan of 50 degrees. Which one is our opposite? That would be h. h over adjacent, which is 35.2. Like we said, we say over 1. If you don't remember why I said it, please go back to the previous examples. And we cross multiply. It's going to be 1 times h equals to 35.2 times tan of 50. So h is going to be 35.2 times tan of 50. Just a small note here. If someone writes tan of 50 times 35.2, it's not wrong. It's like we say when you say 5 times 4, or if you say 4 times 5, they're the same thing in multiplication. If you need to know more about that and why that's true, just please send me a message. So take your calculator out. Let's do it together. 35.2 times tan of 50, close your brackets, and the answer would be h is 41.9 centimeters to 1 decimal point. So those were your examples. If you feel that you need to watch this again, just rewind, watch it where the examples start, and then let's get you practice. Okay, so practice. I'm going to let you go now. So you're going to have to pause this video, work it out on your own, and then we're going to see whether or not you got it correctly. Good luck. I'm assuming you've paused it. So the acronym that we need for this one is SOC, because we have opposite and hypotenuse. So I'm going to start here this time. It's going to be sine of 25 equals to opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of 25 equals to, our opposite here is a, over hypotenuse, that would be 2 over 1 cross multiply 2 times sine of 25 equals to 1 times a. See, I did it the other way around, but it's the same thing, it doesn't matter. And then this would also be the same as a equals to, I'm just flipping them around, equals to 2 times sine of 25. Get your calculator out. 2 times sine of 25. Let me also do it. It is 0.85. Okay, if you got it wrong, go back, look at the steps, try it again. Next one, pause the video and give it a go. Alright, let's get to it. So we're going to use calc, so it means cos of 60 equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos of 60 equals to our adjacent, in this case would be b, over 9. Then we said over 1, we cross multiply. So it's 1 times b equals to 9 times cos of 60. And b equals to 9 times cos of 60. I'm assuming you have your calculators out. So 9 times, let me do it as well, cos of 60. Let's see. It is 4.5. Why am I taking the time to also do it with the calculator is because sometimes, we're human, we make mistakes. So maybe my answer there is not correct. So I would rather just double check. It's always good to double check your work. Okay, next one. I think this is going to be your last one for practice, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quite sure. We're going to see, I suppose. So, pause this video. Then we're going to have term. So, tan of 28. Oopsies. There you go. 28 equals to our opposite over adjacent. Write this part down, okay? This is where most mistakes happen. It's the application of the ratio that you don't put it in the right order. So write it down, make sure. So tan of 28 equals to our opposite is f, and our adjacent is 18 over 1 cross multiply. So 1 times f equals to 18 times tan of 28. So f equals to 18 times tan of 28. You can just skip the step where it says 1 times f. You can just immediately say f because you know the multiplication. Then we get our calculators out. 18 times, oopsies, tan of 28. And that is 9.57. Okay, this is the part where we go to self-evaluation. Before you start this step, do you feel confident that you've understood certain things? If you don't, just go back, rewatch it, try things again, okay? And now, if you're ready, please pause this video, work this out, and then I'm just going to give you the answers. If you make a mistake, just go back, try it again, see have you applied it correctly. Okay? Alright, good luck. And the answer is, you're going to use this acronym, and you've got that answer. Did you get it correctly? Okay, let's see. Next one. Pause the video. That's the acronym we'll be using. And that's your answer. Next one. Yep, you have the answer right there. Apologize for that. Okay, but even though the answer is right there, just try to see whether or not with your working out you can actually get it correct. there we go. The animations were in the wrong order. But it doesn't really matter at this point, because remember, you're working on checking whether or not you pick the right things, you apply the ratios correctly, you work out things correctly, and then you get the answer. So the last thing you care about, even though it is also important, is the final answer. You care more about the process, the working out, the application of knowledge. Okay, and this one. Pause the video. And we needed shock here. And that's your answer. Next one, pause the video. You're going to be using this acronym. And your answer is... Next one, pause the video. This is your acronym. This is your answer. Pause the video. Your acronym and your answer. Pause it again. Your acronym and your answer. Okay, so how did you do with the slides? If you had a lot of mistakes, go back, watch it again, try the examples again, the practice ones and the self-evaluation. It is important that, yes, we try the same examples, get those right, understand why they have to be done that way, why they have to be applied, pay attention to detail. Okay, and then now we're going to step 4. So we're going to find the missing angles. Remember, at this step, when we want to find the missing angles, we're going to use a calculator in a different way. We're going to press Shift at some point, but I'll help you out. Again, we're going to go through examples, and we're going to use practice examples, and then you're going to self-evaluate. Okay, so we have to find this missing angle. This side is its opposite, and this one is its hypotenuse, right? Because it's opposite our favorite angle. So which acronym are we going to use? So it is. So sine of angle A equals to opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of A equals to 3 over 5, right? But for you to find angle A, if you're looking for angle A, you're going to have to press Shift on your calculator. So Shift sine, and what you're going to see is, I'm going to write this here on the side, you're going to see sine become sine to the -1. So press Shift sine, open your brackets and write your ratio inside, 3 divided by 5, and close your brackets. And your answer should be, let me also try it, so Shift sine, there you go, Shift sine, 3 divided by 5, closing your brackets, and your answer should be 36.9 degrees to 1 decimal point. There we go. Alright, so we press Shift sine, and when you do that, you're going to see sine -1, your brackets will open, you're going to write your ratio inside. Make sure to close your brackets. This part is going to be very important, especially later on, okay? If you want to watch this again, just go back. Okay, next example. So we have angle B, and we know that this is the hypotenuse because there we go. And B is going to be the adjacent. So we're going to use, so cos of angle B equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos of B equals to, our adjacent is 5 over hypotenuse, that is 13. You get your calculator out, you press Shift cos, and when you do that, it's going to become -1. You open your brackets, you write your ratio inside, 5 divided by 13. You close your brackets. You press the equal sign and you would get, let me also do it. So shift close. There we go. So it's going to be 67.421 decimal point. Oh, did I say correctly? So 67.4, yeah. Okay, cool. And don't forget your degrees. Right there. Oopsie. There. Okay. If you need to, watch it again. Next example. So we have, that would be our opposite, and this one is our adjacent. So which acronym? It's TOA. So tan of C equals to opposite over adjacent. So tan of C equals to, which one is our opposite? That would be 24 over 7. Again, shift tan. This would now become minus 1, the power of minus 1. Open the brackets. 24 divided by 7. And then you would get C equals to, let me do it. Okay. And the answer is going to be 73.7 degrees. Don't omit that ever. Okay, so these are your 3 main examples for finding a missing angle. It might get a tiny bit more complicated later on, but we will work it out. So, okay, so find the missing angle. This is your time to practice. Try it on your own. Pause the video and we'll come back to it. Your acronym is SOH, because this is the opposite and this is the hypotenuse. So sine of D equals to opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of D equals to our opposite is 60 and our hypotenuse is 61. Get your calculators out. Shift sine is going to be sine to the minus 1. You open your brackets, you put your ratio in, you press the equal sign, and that would make it shift sine. Let's see. So yes, that's the correct answer. It's going to be 79.6 degrees. If you heard a rumbling, it's my tummy because apparently I'm hungry. So let's get to the next one. Pause the video, try it out. Our acronym is going to be TOA, because this is the opposite and this is the adjacent. So tan of E equals to opposite over adjacent. So tan of E equals to, our opposite here is 3.4 over 6.7. Get your calculator out. We said shift tan is going to be minus 1. You open your brackets, 3.4 divided by 6.7. And let me do it as well. Shift tan, 3.4 divided by 6.7. And that is the right answer. So angle E is 26.9 degrees. Let me put that there as well. Okay, let's go to the next one. Pause the video. Our acronym here is SOH, because this is the opposite and this is the hypotenuse. So we have sine of F equals to our opposite 3x over 15x. Oops, I didn't actually write it before. Remember, I should have actually done this for sine f equals to opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, so when you see something like this, do not panic that you haven't seen it again before, rather. It's okay. Just write things down and try and think about it and take it one step at a time. There's no reason to panic. So this, even though it says 3x equals 3x over 15x, guess what? They self-eliminate because x divided by x is 1. It's the same thing as if you had 5 divided by 5. So those go away. And suddenly you have sine f equals to 3 over 15. So we get our calculators out, we press shift of sine becomes minus 1, 3 divided by 15. Let me also do it. And f would be, is the right answer. It's going to be 11.5 degrees. Okay, this is your chance to self-evaluate, so pause this video, take this seriously. If you didn't get the previous ones correct, please just go back, rewatch it, try again, get things right, make sure that you have a very good understanding of it. So, we're going to start now. Pause the video. And your acronym would be shock because we have the opposite and the hypotenuse, and your answer would be this one. Don't forget to always put your degrees. Okay, next one, pause the video. And the acronym that we're going to use is shock because again we have opposite and adjacent, and your answer is. And again, don't forget to use degrees. Next one, pause. Our acronym is this one, and the answer is this one. Okay, so this is the point where you're going to have a mock assessment. Okay, and then you're going to have the mock answers. So look at things again. If you didn't get everything correctly, understand it. Pause this video, solve all of them, and then I'm going to give you the answers. Okay, so finish this, and when you're done with this question, press start again, press play, and they're going to see the next question. Pause. Question 2, pause again. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. Question 3, pause, and question 4. Pause again. So these are the answers for the angles, and these are the answers for the sides. Press pause. I think the previous one I just went too quickly, so you can just go back. And then I'm going to go to the next question. This is the answer for question 3. And this is the answer for question 4. Okay. How did you do? I hope you did well. Really, I honestly do. If you've watched it again and you still have questions, I am always here. Just send me a message.